So guys, Tinubu is going to be having a very tough time under Trump's administration because some of the things that Joe Biden couldn't do, guess what? Trump wants to do them. Now, at a point, the FBI said they were not going to continue releasing documents as regards to Tinubu's drug-related case in the US. But now that Trump is the president, the case is now becoming a different thing altogether. Like you can see from this headline, it says US court orders FBI anti-drug agency to release Tinubu's record. So some of those records, they were like, they can no longer release. The court is mandating FBI and also their anti-drug agency to release them. Now, take a look at how Premium Times covered it. It says US court orders FBI anti-drug agency to release investigation dossiers on Tinubu. And also, this other headline says, David Hundeyin wins as US court orders FBI DEA to release about 3,000 pages of unredacted investigation documents on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's alleged heroin trafficking in Chicago. Meanwhile, CIA insists they have no document to spare. They have no document to spare. So guys, everything is going to be, made public for people to see. This is coming at a time when Tinubu is trying to rebuild his name. Like there was this headline we all saw that he paid lobbyists to help clear his name. And now this one again is going to be hitting him hard. So guys, it's not going to be an easy moment for Tinubu. So these documents are going to be released maybe in few weeks. We are going to be seeing everything. Now, I'm going to allow you to take a look at what Buala Dane has got to say. Buala Dane has equally come out to confirm this news. He has confirmed it that it is true that the court has mandated FBI and the anti-drug agency to release all documents related to Tinubu's drug trafficking and whatever, all those stuff. Now, but the argument Buala Dane is making is that he doesn't think anything new is going to be coming up. It's still those things that we have seen before during the election. Those are still the things we are going to be seeing. But does it mean it does not give Buala Dane any form of concern that, the person is speaking for as a president of the country has this case spreading all over the places on the internet? Now, before you actually take a look at what Buala Dane has got to say, I want you to watch this video before you take a look at the argument Buala Dane is making on behalf of Tinubu. Just take a look at this.
Have you noticed that all the developed countries in the world are legalizing weed, but their presidents don't smoke weed? Nigeria has not legalized weed. I'm not saying the president smokes weed, but if you watch the president's temperament and the people who smoke weed, the similarities are the same. Nothing bothers them. They are okay.
The court order was on Tuesday, right, relating to the records of the President Tinubu when he was in the U.S. in right, Chicago, and there are a lot of issues relating to the FOI probe, the investigation that those records should be released. If this happened, the court has granted these agencies and instructed them to do so. Don't you think it's going to have some implication on the reputation of Nigeria's #1 citizen?
There's actually no issue in this thing. It is the opposition and probably members of, the way the media interpreted it. If you read the judgment, what the court said was, first of all, the court even dismissed the idea of joining CIA and said that CIA didn't have any file, didn't have any issue for which it should be joined in the first place. With respect to the FBI and DEA, the court said that in case, because already documents have been released for long, he says, in case you think from the exempt there are documents that are yet to be released, come on the 2nd of May and talk to us so we can determine whether or not they are valid application before the court. So there is nothing actually in what was published, the ruling of the court, that is new. Everything has been in public domain for ages. But the opposition will want to feast on it because in the absence of better idea, that is the only thing they can cling on to, in the hope that they will probably misinterpret the public. Nothing at all, nothing new.
And you know what the optics are? And these are relating to President's record of how he had money, because the inference were that there were drug dealings which related to wealth and some monies, and how a certain amount of money was confiscated. These have heavy implication on the reputation, on the optics.
Like I told you, it's a non-issue. The court said, if you have any information that you think should be released, come on the 2nd of May. So let's wait for the 2nd of May, because there is actually nothing that they are seeking for which has not been released. And it's a non-issue. I mean, it is intended to create unnecessary conversation as if there is an issue on the table. Nothing at all.
So
we don't want to even
the reason
give
why
them
I'm
the
asking
oxygen.
the issue of optics, and because he's number one citizen, and in any case, whatever that is done outside of this crime, the president has immunity. For criminal prosecution and all that. But the fact remains that this is the number one citizen. It carries the nation, the identity of this country. He's supposed to be the number one marketer of this country. If there are records from the United States connoting or inferring issues of drug dealing, issues of underhand dealings, monies through drugs, don't you think it's going to damage the image of the country? That's what I'm asking you. You're an image maker.
Yes, but it is fictitious, right? We deal with facts before the court, and we deal with substance. As of today, the substance of the matter is that the court dismissed the application to join CIA and say, with respect to the FBI, records have been released before, which you know. But if you think there is any other one that has not been released, come on the 2nd of May. And I can guarantee you can write it and then report it on that day. The court will come to a finding that there is nothing new. Everything has been released. It's not even a subject of conversation. I'm just being honest.
What about the things? No. What about the ones that have been released? The issues that have been debated, which caused a lot of campaign matter.
It was litigated, and the Nigerian people, after listening to everything, voted for him. Shaun, I came to reply to Alain Dume. Very soon you will say your time has gone.
Which we will do. Which we do. Of course, when I invited you for a right of reply, these issues were not there. And I'm raising it with you because they are also very important issues. The other part that I would like you also to speak to is the issue of the campaign billboards. These are members of your party, isn't it? And
I am not in a position to tell whether it is members of our party or not. I have even more reason to believe it can be mischievous. But for whatever it takes, we who believe in law and order, and we are focused on what we are doing, which is delivering on the promise, we felt that there is no need to distract from any conversation around 2027. The only set of people that are busy about 2027 are the coalition for a wild goose chase. The people that went to Buhari and wanted to misrepresent their visit. And President Buhari said, I want this conversation to be in camera. I don't want it to be anything closed door, so that Malam Nasir Rufadu should not go and say, I'm joining SDP or PDP. That is the fact as they are, So they are the ones that are busy with activities.
You're a politician now. You were not before, but now you are one.
I've always been a politician for long.
So the question, does that bother your principal?
No, it does not. Or
maybe he doesn't even want a re-election, maybe.
Our principal is focused on doing what needs to be done to put the Nigerian people in a better footing. Our principal believes in putting Nigeria in place. That is why he took the decision that no politician in 1999 till the time he took the decision was bold enough to do it. But he felt instead of putting politics ahead of governance, I will do what needs to do. There is no point for us to dance and jump, and then our children and our children's children will be paying for the untold hardship that has happened over a period of time. He's focused on that. And all of us under him, we've been dragged. Sometimes, when people call us to talk about 2027, we decline. Because it is not yet time. When it is time, we will talk. Nigerians will listen. The coalition of a wild goose chase don't even have a plan. Not to talk of whether they have an alternative plan.
But you see those persons, Atiku Abubakar, Tambuwal, former governor of Benue State, Nasir El-Rufai. These are people who understand the game very well.
Are they a clap of thunder out of a blue sky or kids in the block? They have been around.
They've been. That's the question.
So have they?
It should bother you, don't you think?
No, not at all. You know what is bothering me? how to put the Nigerian people in better footing and look at the future of Nigeria. That's why I call it coalition for a wild goose chase. What are they chasing? They are just, okay, take for example, I don't want that distraction. I came to reply Alindume. This coalition that you're talking about, do they even belong to a party? This one say come to my own, this one say come to my own, this one say we are this. That is why they are doing everything possible to clinch to anything that has to do with President Buhari, because they feel by doing that they will push an uptick. And I'm glad the way he gave them a pushback. Who else? Where else? Where are they going? Where are they coming from?
But you hear that the CDC bloc of the APC are considering an exit.
Considering? Have they considered?
They met with the former president.
They never told President. In fact, Buhari said, I am a committed member of APC and I'm in fully support of the government.
But this line of the conversation came up. I remember that I had this conversation prior to the APC coalition that came into APC, became APC coalition in pre-2014. And that's how the PDP dismissed it. No, it will not.
Yes, but I'll tell you the difference.
Yeah.
A pre-2015, it is the association of like minds with better alternative. What was the alternative at the time? They felt that there was waste in government that it did for redirection. The nation was ravaged by insecurity. Nigerian people were fed up with that government. So they came with a clear-cut mission, vision, and statement. This coalition is association to grab power.
Yeah.
That's why you see Peter Obi over there will say, oh, it is something that we will deliver, I will not join anybody. Then tomorrow he says he's considering joining. As for my senior brother, Rufai, I mean, what he's doing is good. He call it ping pong. You know, when he came and he thought he would move all of them to SDP, and then His Excellency Lamido Sule say, hey, hold on. This PDP made you minister twice. This PDP gave you what you have, and you want to drag us there. We're not going anywhere. Come back here. And then he went there and started fighting that the secretary of that party must be removed. Sheun, I still insist, Alindume is lucky that you are distracting me from what brought me here to reply to Alindume.
Let's begin with the Alindume's conversation. But when the president said he's going to be away for 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear about the social media conversation around whether he's receiving the medical treatment in France?
This, you know, the phone, was he stretched?
Did you see it?
No. There is, see, the social media is a presence. Sometimes in social media, somebody will be tweeting. You don't even know who the person is. It can be somebody having mental health somewhere. But you just see that information is on the media.
So there's no iota of truth.
There has never been, and there is no trip the president makes.
The president's trips to France is not related to medical.
Have you not seen him receiving
people
in the US? I mean, there have been information about him receiving.
Is it yes or no? You could go see a doctor.
The president did not go to see a doctor. He was on a working visit, and we have been publishing his activities.
All right, let's get to Alindume.
It's lucky tonight.
Let's begin with your senior brother, because you are just 50, he's 67.
Yeah, he's a villainous exploiter.
Why do you call him that kind of name?
Because that better describes who he is. But let me give you a perspective. Alindume and I have been wonderful in the sense that through his struggles, when Saraki was dealing with him, Alindume came for me for help. And I played my part supporting him because he's a senator from my district. Much later, when he wanted to become Senate president, Alindume sent somebody ahead of his coming to speak to me. Honorable Kumalia is alive. That he wants to come and see me. He wants my support for his emergence as a Senate president. I said, no problem. He came to my chambers and sat for 2 hours waiting for me. And that's how the relationship with. There is no record anywhere I've ever had problem with Alindume until 10th of January 2014, when I met with Mr. President. Everything changed. He started going about telling people that they want to replace him with me in Southern Borno because he couldn't get access to see the president. He will go to the TV house, he will go to this one, he will speak about me, whole meetings and the rest. Now, this is a senator whom has been a lawmaker for the past 22 years. 4 years as a House of Rep member, 16 years or thereabout as a senator. 120,000 of his people are in Cameroon as IDPs. During this period, Alindume has served as a majority leader, and also Senate Chair, Committee on Defense and Army. He has never done anything to bring his people back from Cameroon. This is a senator, if you want, I can give you the monies that have come to Southern Borno in form of a project. There is no single project in the Southern Borno. This is a senator who knows his primary assignment is lawmaking and oversight. He has never had a bill passed. He has never. 90% of his bill, 90% of his bill, they don't even get to reach second reading. They will be dismissed, not to talk of bringing it for debate. He goes about parading that says the bill that brought about the Northeast Development Commission, he was one that sponsored, and it's a lie. It is Senator Yako. This is a senator, if you go to Southern Borno, there is not a single thing he has done. I mean single in the literal sense, not even...
But would that be fair for all the years that he has been in National Assembly?
That's what I'm telling you.
We've seen him tour that senatorial district.
Let me even tell you.
Reaching out to the people.
Reaching out, doing what? Look at all that has come to his constituency.
The pictures there.
Okay, look at... So is that going to visit people there? Is that a project? Monies have gone to that place in form of a project. I can forward them to you. Not a single one. Even the borehole he said he opened, the boreholes are dried. This is a senator who's stuck in trade. Is the cause, strife, and division. So this is what he does. Anytime he's going to be called upon to account for his time in the National Assembly, he will look for a national issue and distract by trying to portray himself as a populist, as somebody who is an advocate for the people who are going through trouble. Have you ever seen Ali Dube in any protest? Have you ever seen Ali Dube participated in any activity that suggests he cares for the young people? That's why I say it's a villainous exploiter. Look at that definition. Wicked manipulator. That's what it means. And look at National Assembly, for example. For all of this period he has been in the National Assembly, he has not contributed anything. He has served in positions that he had the capacity and opportunity to do good. He has always been a nuisance to any Senate, whether 9 Senate, 10 Senate, 11 Senate, whatever it is, he has been a nuisance. He was the Director General for Senator Akpabio. Few weeks after Akpabio emerged, he wanted something he didn't get. He became a persona non grata in the National Assembly. This Senator Natasha, she's not up to 2 years. But what she has done in her constituency is more than what Ndume has done for 22 years. But I challenge him to come and tell you what he has done.
Mr. Buhala, you wanted to be senator, the same seat that Senator Ali Ndume under the SDP, but you lost, and he said, look, you don't even have that. You are a paperweight, you're a featherweight when it comes to politics in Borno State.
First of all,
that you have your eye. I mean, he says, look, your matter is not something to discuss.
Yeah, that is what you would do, like the meeting he has had. But let me tell you today, Senator Ali Ndume has never participated in any primaries. It has always been a handout. Handout like that. What primaries has ever participated? Secondly, it has always been the incumbent governor of Borno that would deliver him in the final election. He doesn't even go around these places during election. He will hide behind the governor in all of the visits. The last 2023, he went to his village. He was stoned. I challenge him to come to your TV and tell you. Look at the way he is using the sensibility of his own people. He is supposed to be coming to the national television talking about President Abe, help us. We bring our people from Cameroon. That's what he does. He is busy trying to create a problem between the vice president and the governor. What he does in Southern Borno, anytime he wants our Kanuri brothers to help him, he goes to them and say, the Southern Borno people don't want to help him because he's a Muslim. He gets their sympathy. When tomorrow he does something they don't like, he comes back to Southern Borno. He said, these Kanuri people, they don't like me because I am working for you people and my mother is a Christian. This religious card is what he has been doing. If you bring him out and say, Senator Lindibe, thank you for all the noise in the nation. Can you tell us in concrete terms one thing you have done or you're doing in the Southern Borno? Now he's even gathering people somewhere. He's a movement for the agitation for power to be zoned to the Southern Borno so that he will become a governor. House of Assembly member from his constituency has done better than him. House of Rep member from his constituency has done better than him. If you take away his noise, Ali Ndume is a persona non grata anywhere.
The bone of contention which brought all of this is whether or not the president has been nepotistic about his appointment. now, which the presidency has been struggling to respond to. We saw the statement from the SG.
I would answer, but look at Lindume. He tells you the president is nepotistic. How is there any nepotistic greater than one man from a senatorial district saying he will stay as a senator forever? Are there not others?
But we've seen that in the U.S. that look at the former speaker.
So those ones are impactful. Now, if he's saying, okay, look at it, another one. He gets job for his children and very close people, Central Bank, NNPC, and juicy places. But for the children of the poor, he sent them into army. He sent them into custom. He sent them into those places. If you look around him now, not a single person he has empowered. Not to talk of politically, has he been able to raise protege? Has he had one constituency meeting? What senators do is that they go back to their respective places and engage with the people.
But it came up with a list to say, look, the engine block of the president's economic team is driven by people around the president. Lagos and Ogun, axis of the Southwest, which he thinks is dangerous not only for the politics but also for our nation, against the federal character principle.
You see, a villainous exploiter does that. He thinks by pushing this narrative, he will gaslight the government. What does the Constitution provide for the governors? If you look at Section 14, we talk about the principles of federal character. And the principles of federal character is clearly seen in the administration of President Bola Tinubu. Is there, from his state where he comes from, there is a minister. Except if he's saying he doesn't believe or he doesn't trust in that minister from that state. From his state, district where he comes from, there's a special advisor to the president on policy communication. Except if he's saying he doesn't believe. From his own village, that is the chairman of NNPC. And I can go round and round and talk about that. He has been wanting access to see the president as well. He identified people and kissed back, gaslighting.
But does it take away the fact that you look at the economic engine block of the nation is being there are criticism against the Buhari government that most of the major security appointments were from a region of the country, and the consideration about the strong political appointments relating to the economy seems to have been from those within and around the president, Lagos and Ogun axis. If you may be able to respond clearly to that. And he gave a list of which we are able to show on the television.
He didn't. He wasn't even able to, what he keeps saying, Yoruba. This is how divisive he is. Because he wants to push an agenda where he will call somebody from Kwara or somebody from Kogi to say they are Yoruba. He won't say so number from Kogi or Kwara. He will say Kwara, Yoruba. He will say this place, Yoruba. And he's supposed to be...
Has the president been fair?
The president, see...
With facts...
Let me tell you.
And analysis. Has the president been fair, especially in the area of economy?
Let me tell you.
And those who drive those sectors, they are majorly, from the list that he dropped, show that these are majorly from the Lagos and Ogun axis.
So if he's saying that, go and check the list of appointees under Buhari. On the economy, majority of them are from the Southwest. So his talk go to no issue.
So you're saying that the president is right to have, had more people within that sector in one.
Let me give you a good scenario. Where in this country is most hit by insecurity? The northern Nigeria. The chief of defense staff, the minister of defense, substantive, and the minister of state. Where are they from? It's strategic. If you send somebody from another part of Nigeria to deal with insecurity, you go about destroying all these insurgents, they can read meanings to it. Secondly, where are the bases for the commercial nerves of this country? In southern Nigeria. It makes sense to put people who have the understanding of that place. I'm just saying, in terms of general spread of the appointment, we have over 7,000 appointments to be given. Even ambassadors have not been released. Many more people are going to come into government.
Your colleague Sunday Dare pushed out a few lists, but there are errors in it.
Yeah.
And it's been withdrawn, and he said he was going to release an updated one. Well, we've not seen any updated one.
It will be released.
Which show that this government needs more clarity and transparency.
I'll give you an example.
In the manner in which the communication.
There are appointments that comes from the office of the SGF. There are appointments that ministers make. There are appointments that comes from the presidency. And there are certain appointments that even come from agency heads. If you are going to have to collate them together, you need time. But in terms of spread, the president has been fair because there are many more appointments that are yet to be released. But the point I'm telling you is that the issue of appointment is actually not the issue. Let me tell you today, and I want everybody to hear, especially the chairman of All Progressive Congress, Senator Alindume's spirit and soul is with the coalition. It is his body that is in APC.
Really?
Yes.
One leg in APC, one leg in PDP.
He is already going. He did that during his time when Senator Governor Alimodu Sherif felt that he was not performing and he wasn't going to support him. That's how he moved to the PDP. But before moving to the PDP, he continued to meet with them. Meanwhile, he was there as a snitch. He was giving intelligence and information to the other side. Now, why I say the national chairman has to be very careful and also looking very well is that he's dog whistling for these people. It is better like the way El-Rufai did. He just said, I am leaving. You will give more honor and credit to El-Rufai that he didn't feel he can stay and be a snitch and left than this one who claims. Because to him, from a strategic point of view, if I stay and I keep shooting, Nigerian people will say, this one is even a member of the party. But his head is empty.
How do you
as far
think
as issue of national issues?
How do you think your principal, the president, should best manage Alindume? Since you think that he's disruptive in his activity.
I doubt if he even knows of the existence and activities of Alindume. I'm just being honest.
President Tinubu may not know. But the president went to his daughter's wedding.
Yeah, that's a president.
So why, if he doesn't know, he said to me on this program that the president saw him and said, you can come and see me. Let's find time.
And he goes everywhere telling people he's closer to the president than them. You see, he cries like a baby, like a toddler. Let me tell you, with respect to the issue of access to the president, we have to work with order. National Assembly leadership said all schedules to meet with the president should be coordinated with their leadership. He is supposed to be fighting the National Assembly every day. If he doesn't call this aid of Mr. President, he called this another person, and he's supposed to be an elder statesman. Even coming here using very bad word against somebody, he's supposed to be. If you call him out, he sent his people to be issuing death threat.
Do you get death threats?
The other time that I called him out, I got death threat. Because he believes.
Are you worried you get one now?
I'm worried. But let me tell you this. You see, Alindume in crisis economy is like Dangote and Otedola in private sector economy. Alindume thrives in crisis economy. He brags about it. I have boys. I can do that. That is his stock in trade. And what you see, the reputation of Alindume before today in the eyes of Nigerians is what? Somebody who was linked with Boko Haram. But anytime you stand and speak against government, naturally, you will have people who come behind you.
But he said, focus on the message and not the messenger. And he predicted that if he says anything, that some of you are going to come after him. And it does look like whatever Alindume saw is happening. He mentioned that there is failure in handling security in his home state of Borno, and the governor has also voiced that. He also talked about appointment, and he said, look, this government that he also belongs to as a political party has not done very well in this area and this area. But if he says something, that the president's spokesperson will come after him. That is one of the tendencies of the villainous exploiter. What they do is that they craftily come around it. Now, when you hear the message and forget about the messenger, is where the messenger has pure motive. If the messenger has an agenda, the messenger and the message are part of what you will consider. Secondly, the governor of Borno is doing his best to deal with insecurity. Very honorable man. Even the governor of Borno never indict the government. He is saying that from the way Boko Haram insurgent is coming here and there, if something is not done, they might resurge again. Fair comment. But does it feel like this government under Tinubu is intolerant to voice of dissent? You heard what Professor Wole Soyinka said. And he also said that some of you come after the likes of Wole Soyinka, even in the ban
he lied. Let me, before I forget, he lied. I have never talked about Wole Soyinka, Obasanjo, or Martin Kuka. You see, Alindume with respect is a pathological liar. He loves lies. Go to Borno State and ask people in Borno State. He lies with his eyes open, an elder. And he knows that. But villainous exploiter, what they do is they study the psychology of people. They manipulate.
But the question is that this government, the criticism against this government is that is very intolerant to voice of dissent. They come after those who criticize them.
I disagree with that. You know why? I can be counting here people till we sleep. who are vociferous against government. They are very vicious against government. Government has not even taken care to look at them. But you must know, I'm a lawyer. This freedom of speech you're hearing is still confined within the ambits of the law. If in the exercise of your freedom of speech you commit a crime, there is a penalty for that. We cannot say because you're exercising freedom of speech, you will commit a crime and you will go free.
On a final note, Mr. Buala, how would you react or your principal handle what has become a bad political management of very strong politicians in the APC who are angry, who feels being pushed outside, and they are growing in their numbers? And we're getting into the second year of this government. In the next 1.5 years, it's going to be more difficult for this government to be able to politically stand on its feet, considering the heavyweights who are angry on the inside. It does look like there's an implosion in the APC. On your final note,
the party has been busy listening and dealing with cases as they come. Very mature and responsible people in the party who express their grievances are being approached and talked with, either directly by the party leadership of the party, leadership of the National Assembly or government. The president is a collaborator. He believes in dialogue. The president has not taken any step, has not said anything that will invalidate the wishes of the people. But you must understand that a political party of numbers and people, all interests cannot be the same. Sometimes if you're also considering others who've never been considered before, people might feel bad. So, but look at all of them who are very mature in the way they're handling issues until the villainous exploiter came and decided that he would be their vocal cavity, jumping from one TV station to the other, when he should be dealing with constituency matter. And let me tell you, on the last note, he's recently, our people, Southern Borno, talking about issue of whether I have grassroots or not. Southern Borno Stakeholders Forum, only 4 or 5 days ago, organized for the first time in the history of Southern Borno a dinner to award members. Justice Ibrahim Auta, retired, former Justice, Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, General Buratai, Betara, distinguished people from our place were honored. He didn't make it because they couldn't see anything in Southern Borno to point at. He couldn't make it. Did you make it? I was honored. So you think you are seen in better light than your senator? Exactly, because we are looking at meaning and quality, not name. Would you run for Senate? I'm not interested. That's what I'm telling him. If your principal asking like a dog, if your principal asking you to run, would you run? The principal is not talking about election. He's talking about governance. All right. Daniel Buala, thank you so much. Special advisor to President Tinubu. Thanks so much indeed. Yeah, when next you see villainous exploiter, please tell him I'm not running. Let his blood pressure stop rising. All right, both of you have to settle this cause. But that's the right of reply of Daniel Buala to Senator Ali Ndume.
So guys, it's really going to be a very tough time for Tinubu under the Trump's administration, and Trump is even wanting to go for third time in the United States. And if all this work out, I tell you, Tinubu is going to have a very tough time, because Trump is not ready to pipette anybody, to ask anybody that I'm going to keep your secret so that I can use you at any time. No, Trump is not in that camp of the Democrats where they do things, you know, to manipulate people. That's what we saw under the Biden's administration, where they can keep back some of your records so that whenever they need you to do something, you must do it. And if you dare argue with them, they are going to threaten you with, you know, releasing your information out there. So that was actually what they were trying to do under the Trump's Biden's administration. But with Trump now, the whole thing is different. You know, Trump is not ready to pipette anybody. Trump has told people he wants to make America great. Other world leaders should go make their own country great. So Trump is not ready to manipulate people. Trump is not ready to begin to make people to, you know, do the wrong thing because he wants them to dance to his tune. No, Trump is not ready for all that. So Trump is all about transparency. Anyhow you look at it, Trump does not want all this, you know, all these secret businesses that people do at the back just to get one gain or the other. No, Trump is coming plain. So I'm hoping that the United States is going to do justice to release Tinubu's documents. Nigerians are going to be seeing all what they've been hiding, all what Tinubu, how much Tinubu, actually why Tinubu was sentenced, or why he was, as in, let me say what happened in the courts. How did he get to that forfeiture of all the money in that account? why did he pay so and so money and all that. The whole information, like you can see that the court mandated that the 3,000 pages, meaning that we have not even seen half. You know, we haven't seen half. 3,000 pages should be released to the public. That's going to be huge. And it's going to be a big blow on Tinubu's government. Honestly, we can't wait to see what is going to happen. So guys, I'm going to allow you just drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about the route Trump is taking. What do you think about what is happening in the US? Do you think that Trump is doing the right thing? Do you think Nigerians deserve to know? Do you think that Tinubu shouldn't even vie for office with all these dents all over him? I don't know what you make. This is going to be another big blow for him, because already you can see his poster is all over the places. Tinubu wants to come back for 2027 presidential election with all it's only in Nigeria where you have people that have been rejected, you know, by other countries of the world. It's in Nigeria that you see them leading. I mean, people that have been rejected, they find their ways back into Nigerian politics. They're able to gather supporters. People are ready. With your money, you can get any number of persons to follow you and to it kind of support you, you know. And that is what we are seeing, because actually people know that Tinubu is not the right person, but Tinubu can buy anybody and change people's mindset and make people to start thinking the way they never thought they would think. And that is just what we are seeing playing out in Nigeria now. So guys, we can't wait to see all this unfold. Let's see what Trump is about to do, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.